You are recording?
Yes.
Hello. Hello. Okay, thank you very much. Our project, our program, is the business support program for entrepreneurs in Ghana. No, it's a program by the government of Ghana. It's a flagship program by government of Ghana to support entrepreneurs with funding, training, and mentoring. So the program is known as the Business Support Program. Okay. So the government of Ghana, through Office of Government Machinery, releases funds to the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, NEIP. They are an authority, so they release funds to NEIP. Immediately the funds gets to NEIP, NEIP becomes an authority. Then we link up with the MMDAs across the country to select people for us. So Ghanaians or the youth of Ghana will go to various MMDAs across the 16 regions of Ghana, pick an application form and apply for the program. When they apply for the program through the MMDAs now gives us the applicants, the list of people who have applied for the program. When they give us the list of people who have applied for the program, that's where the program starts formally. So now when they give us the list, NEIP, when MMDAs gives the applicants to NEIP now contracts the Commission for Technical and Vocational Education Training and private business incubation hubs across the 16 regions of Ghana. Now, we contract these people to give support to us by training these applicants. When they are done with the training, anyone who applied for the program is qualified for training. So these two gives, they influence the applicants by training them and selecting the applicants for us. Now, after the training, these two organizations that we've given money to train the people who applied for the program will now select beneficiaries who are down here. So these hubs have influence on the selection of beneficiaries. So when they select the beneficiaries for NEIP, then NEIP will now also give the list of beneficiaries to our M&E department with assessors, who will now also come back and give support to the beneficiary by, who will now come back and influence the beneficiaries by doing due diligence, checking their company, whether it's registered or not registered, whether they have office space and other things, because these people who are service providers have given us the beneficiaries. So when they give us the beneficiaries and the MME comes in with training, with assessment, MME now, because NEIP has given an authority to MME, which will do the influence, who will influence the beneficiaries, then MME now goes back to NEIP, National Entrepreneurship and Innovations Program, with the beneficiaries. When they come back to NEIP, NEIP gives them authority to either remove some, because maybe some might not have registered business or might not even have a place of work. So that will now influence, and the beneficiaries now are forwarded to the banks, the National Investment Bank and the Consolidated Bank of Ghana. So beneficiaries now are given to the banks, and the banks also give funding to the beneficiaries. When they give the funding to the before they give the funding to the beneficiaries, they must have guarantors who might even have a property or something to show that, yes, in case there's they default, they can be able to, they will be traced. So the guarantors now work with the M&E MNE now assess the guarantors to make sure that they are good people who can guarantee for the beneficiaries. And when they are done with everything, the banks now release the money to the beneficiaries. Now, when everything is done, because these are funds that are supposed to be recovered, when all these processes are done, the beneficiaries now work with the funding that they were given. Then after 6 months, when they start making profit, they start paying back. The beneficiaries will now pay back to the bank. And the banks will now bring the money back to NEIP. The money doesn't go back to GOG. It's a revolving fund. The money now will now revolve till every Ghanaian or every Ghanaian entrepreneur is trained, mentored, and supported with funding. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we'll take questions.
Okay.
Hold it.
Okay, then let me take this.
Sorry, I don't understand your definition, or did you define what influence and authority and support are?
Okay. So I should define it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So I understand.
Okay, in our program, we define authority as people who give power to other stakeholders to act. We call them authorities. Then the influence are people who influence the activity, the outcome, especially when it comes to selection of beneficiaries. Because the other stakeholders who influence the selection of beneficiaries, so they are described as influencers. That those who influence. Then the support are people who directly give support to NEIP and other stakeholders, like the Bank of NIB and CBG gives support to NEIP, whilst NEIP gives support to. Then they give support to CODVET by funding them to train. When they finish the training, they now support us with selection. Then these people too also gives, the private incubation house also they influence the selection. Then that's how we, describe our influence, authority, and support here. Or you want me to define authority, influence, support in the English dictionary?
No. In the context of
Yes, so I think with that understanding,
Yes.
2 questions.
Yes, sir.
I didn't get the explanation on the authority between NEIP and MNE.
Okay.
I can understand the flow downwards.
Okay.
But I'm wondering how MNE, the MNE, I suppose it's the MNE of NEIP.
Yes.
So how does it exercise authority over NEIP? How can a department in NEIP exercise
Let me explain that.
authority?
Okay. Under the project, NEIP gives authority to the MNE to do assessment of beneficiaries.
Yes.
When they are done with the assessment of the beneficiaries, they now have authority because they have our beneficiaries now, and they hold the list. They can say they won't give it to. Yes, anything can happen. MNE director can resign and say, okay, I don't care, I'm going with the list.
So they'll appoint a new one.
A new one, he goes with the data.
Oh no.
No, I'm explaining.
They're not serious. Because that's why I was wondering, you see, because you said it's a department.
Okay, let me explain why they give authority to NEIP.
Yes.
Yes, they give authority to NEIP by presenting the beneficiaries and everything
is that
back to
support.
Yes,
Because
okay, you're right. Yeah, it's supposed to be. So there should be another support line from here going.
Authority going up.
Authority going from here.
Once the authority starts to go the other way, it appears to be a very dysfunctional system.
It's true. You're right.
Then the support. I understand how the banks support the beneficiaries.
Okay.
But I wasn't getting how the beneficiaries end up supporting the banks back.
Okay. Okay, the beneficiaries support the banks by paying back the money to the banks. And with interest, because the banks earns from the beneficiaries. So they give support because without the beneficiary, we won't have the banks.
Okay, thank you.
I think mine has to do with targets.
But
what kind of services do you give to
okay.
the beneficiaries?
Now our training is in different phases, different categories. We have training, entrepreneurship training, which is done by the incubation hubs. Now, corporate has trainers who are into skills job areas. So our applicants, some can be in the skill job areas where these people don't have expertise in training those under the skill job areas. So corporate is mandated with its trainers to train those who apply who are under skill areas.
Do we classify that one as an influence or support?
The influence comes in because after the training, after we give the support to them by giving them money to do the training, and they support us by training, they influence the selection of applicants who become this. Because they can say, okay, after training Mr. A, Mr. B, his business is not good, so don't support them. So they influence the selection of beneficiaries.
But they give the training, they conduct the training.
They conduct the training, we pay them to conduct the training. Then, after the training, they support beneficiaries because they select this, they support the applicants.
Then there should be another line.
There should be a support line, yes.
That's why we have, here we have the arrow 2.
No, but you have influence, not support.
Support line.
Yes.
You read.
So there should be a support line.
No. No, let me explain. Why? Okay, tell me why there should be a support line.
No, because you just said they support the
No.
beneficiaries.
They influence the selection of the beneficiary because they select the beneficiary. After selecting the beneficiaries, they don't support, they don't do anything.
What the group had there,
Mhm.
and I made what are you making them?
Here,
No, the
these are applicants. Now, after MMDAs support these applicants and influence these applicants to be selected, they are now being supported through NEIP to be trained by these two. Do you understand? So when these two render support to these people, the applicants also render support to them.
So
You have just used support. Then do the support line. Because you just mentioned support.
Accept it and go.
You get it? You said C.
Okay, yeah, the
and
corporate
then
gives support to.
So there should be a support line.
Thank you very much.
No, you have the right to disagree.
They won. Okay, so this is the process we go through to support entrepreneurs in Ghana. Yeah,
And group 2.
It's not going on. No, hold it.